on the subject of The Acolytes, there was an article that came out from Forbes just this week talking about how it was the second most viewed show on Disney Plus in 2024 with 2.7 billion minutes watched, which sounds very superficially impressive. And yay, like that's good going. It was behind only was it Percy Jackson? I think was the top one on Disney Plus that year. The problem is, it's way behind everything else Star Wars related. I've got the stats here for all the other shows that they put out, or at least in recent times. So when they compiled this data, it was still going in terms of The Acolyte Season 2. So, The Acolyte Season 1. So it's obviously finished up around 2.7 billion. That still puts it way behind Ahsoka and Andor, which is not a great bar to be set.
I mean, that's not even half of Boba Fett. It got less than half of the Boba Fett views. And Boba Fett, I've tried to watch that several times. I can never get past like episode 3. It's
garbage, and I don't understand how Book of Boba Fett got so many views when it was so rubbish. But it did. Apparently, it got 6 billion.
Because if you go back, it's easy to forget about this. But if you go back a few years, the Star Wars franchise, as trashed as it was, and especially from our perspective, because we're legacy fans, but as bad as it was, I think what really, really trashed the franchise and got people to start moving away in massive numbers was the Obi-Wan show. That was it for me. When I saw the Obi-Wan show, I lost all faith. That was it for me. I couldn't take it anymore.
Yeah, if I remember correctly, the Boba Fett episode of Season 2 of Mandalorian was pretty well received, and there was excitement for the notion of him having his own show. So sometimes it's hard to remember exactly how everything went down. Because like Mandalorian Season 1 was really well received. If you go back.
And I think in terms of Boba Fett, like we got a pretty short glimpse of him, and it was the prospect of that key jangling, like, oh wow, they got the original actor back, and like he's going to be playing Boba Fett again. This is cool. It reminds us of happier times, during that prequel era. As shit as those movies might have been, well, it was before Disney, and there was a lot of things that you could pull out of that were good. And it seemed like there was lots of possibilities there for bringing them into the present day. And yeah, the show did not live up to that promise in the slightest, but it got the viewing figures. I think with Andor, when I made a video talking about this, I did kind of discount that as a comparison with The Acolyte because it had like 12 episodes and they were long. So just by virtue of the sheer amount of content, it was probably going to get more viewing minutes because Andor wasn't a popular show in the ratings at all. But overall, it got a lot of minutes accrued, I suppose. But yeah, the best point of comparison would probably be Book of Boba Fett and
Ahsoka.
Ahsoka, yeah, roughly the same number of episodes, same length, and look what they got.
Do we have anything on Skeleton Crew? So it did even worse than Acolyte, right?
Yeah, it didn't even chart.
Yeah. So I don't think that has been out for long enough to get these kind of comparisons yet. But it's probably going to be worse than the Acolyte.
It's just not going to shock anybody because it was so uniquely non-offensive that it's just like, well, it's so just nobody gave a shit. That's the story, start and finish there.
Effectively, yeah. And I've heard the theory that the Acolyte essentially killed the chances of Skeleton Crew, and I don't think it did entirely, but I think it had a hand in it. It certainly contributed to that show.
I'm trying to think of the example. It's just like the 19th knife in the body. It's like, well, don't know how much of a difference that made. But sure, I guess. Yeah, it probably didn't help.
Yeah. I think what was really interesting as a point of comparison as well, when we compare these shows on Disney Plus, even the most successful of the Star Wars shows getting almost 6.5 billion minutes watched, right, for its run. This article in Forbes that I'm reading, in the larger context of the industry, Squid Game Season 2 on Netflix amassed 1.2 billion hours viewed since Christmas, while Disney is still measuring them in minutes. I mean, that shows you...
It doesn't surprise me that much because when you look at the figures, Disney Plus isn't that popular, especially with young people, and their the people that are on Disney Plus tend to go there for the catalog, the Marvel catalog, and the old Disney, classic Disney catalog. But no one's going there for the TV shows because Disney Plus, it's so rare that I think they've made 2 good shows in my opinion, like Loki season 2 and Andor. I can't think of any other good shows.
This was their plan, though. They were going to be the new Netflix. That's what they were hoping to become. And when you see this, like they're getting like by a factor of 10, Netflix are getting better viewing figures than them, and that's just shocking.
The biggest thing on Disney Plus is Bluey for little kids. Seriously, look it up. Bluey is beating all this new content. It's Disney Plus is a babysitter. That's all it is. Boom, put it on, walk away, and it just plays all day for little children. All these original shows suck. They suck.
I'm with you on that, but Bluey is a juggernaut. Like beating Bluey isn't easy.
What even is Bluey?
It's just a like.
I'm a little kid, so obviously I don't know it. But
for its target demographic, it does exactly what it's supposed to do. Let's just put it that way. Like it's meant for.
It's a cartoon about a blue dog. I tried
family stuff, right?
Little children.
Ugh, family stuff.
Yeah, I hate
family stuff. Yeah, you'll hate it.
Hate it. So. But it's just I guess overall though, like, the thing that people were trying to draw out of these figures was, oh wow, it was like actually a super successful show and it should never have been cancelled in the first place. It's like, no, it was literally the smartest kid on the short bus for 2024 on Disney Plus, and that doesn't mean a whole lot in the wider context, particularly when you consider how expensive it was to get made. This show was $230 million. I think when I worked it out, it was coming in at about $700,000 per minute of screen time. Wow. Which is kind of sickening when you think about it. You could make a pretty good independent movie for $700K.
Yeah, you could.
Online. Did I freeze? I said, where is this copium coming from? Are the Acolyte fans still active? Is there like a little rebellion in the corner of Twitter somewhere who are determined to bring it back?
There's 83,000 of them that signed the petition to get it renewed.
I used to see posts here and there every once in a while, but they've like gone now. I don't see any more Acolyte ones.
A lot of that petition was bullshit. A friend of mine, Greg Owen, he has a great YouTube channel. He signed the petition, apparently.
Really?
Good.
Yeah.
Because a lot of it's just fake.
Yeah, I imagine a lot of it comes from content creators who just want like another season so they can riff on it.
No, I mean, like he didn't sign it. His YouTube channel was used fraudulently by a third party. Just they copied and pasted the URL and used his name in there. It was done fraudulently. He didn't actually sign it. So there was a lot of fraud actually used to get those numbers up. People were just typing in names, addresses, YouTube channels, whatever. So a lot of it was fake.
I did like that. Disparu signed it like 10 times. I thought he was more focused on the Willow petition. We got to bring that back.
Hey man, walk and chew gum, yeah.
Yeah.
I remember reading the when Willow got willowed, it got scrubbed from the servers, and the showrunners were, very, very upset about it. And I remember reading their statements thinking, what the fuck did you think was going to happen?
Yeah.
When you did this, when you just took the franchise, you DEI'd it, you wokeified it, you did your own thing completely. Why are you surprised? Like, it's fucking mind-boggling that these people think that there's going to be a genuinely positive reaction to this when they make it, and then when it gets shit canned, they complain. It's like, what are you complaining about? Oh,
if I have to, I'll make the Acolyte season 2 with action figures. If I have to do it, I'll do it.
It'll be better than what Disney could make.